You have to apply heat always. And I am applying heat to this episode today.
It's a hot one.
It is a hot one. We are rounding the corner. We've got our last 2 episodes coming up. You guys, welcome to Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. I'm Justine Marino. Daniel Webb is here.
Hi.
You're Brenda and Donna coming to you live from Burbank. Just as the 90210 gods intended.
I almost wore a headband because Donna does a couple headband looks.
She does headbands and hats really well.
Man, if I still had my long hair, I would really get into
you could do the part.
Donna.
You could do the crispy
hardcore.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get there.
Well, you guys, we're on episode 21 of season 1 entitled Spring Dance. And you guessed it. It is the spring dance episode.
Which is not prom.
No, it's not prom.
Okay.
I was like, is there some sort of like rights thing?
Yeah.
Prom
Trademark.
Trademarked.
And for a copyright infringement.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's spring dance.
It's the spring dance. And Kelly is nominated as a spring princess.
And that's David's favorite.
It's David's favorite. He flat out says it on the microphone, too.
And Donna's a hater immediately because when they're rolling through the list, Donna goes, geek.
Oh, I know.
She's
Donna,
such a hater.
I love how much shade Donna throws.
Okay, so there's a lot of acting.
Yes, there's so much acting in this
episode.
Yes.
I love when I love when Tori Spelling is a prop comic.
I love when she's doing physical comedy.
Yes.
Okay, so there's so much to unpack here, you guys. Let's dive right in. Lights up. We're in the hallway with Steve and Brandon, and they're talking about the dance. Steve's like, ooh, I'm going to try and bring someone back to the hotel, which was our prom was at a hotel.
Yours was?
Ours was at this place called Inverness, which I believe was a hotel. It was like a fancy it was in the suburbs. I'm still not quite sure what it was.
I am shocked that any school event is held at a hotel. Like, who doesn't think the kids are going to go fuck upstairs?
Well, none of us did. We just like went home or like to a car, you know.
Our prom, we didn't have spring dance. Our prom was at a convention center.
Oh.
But we all rented hotel rooms to go partying afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we even did that. We just had after parties at like our friends' houses.
Our hotel room was the one where we stashed all the alcohol in. Meanwhile, everyone else, I went with my fag hag friend, so we weren't going to fuck, but everybody else was. So ours was the party room, but everybody got there first.
Yeah.
And so the room got busted before we even got there.
Oh, no.
So we just slept on the floor at home.
Man, it sucks being a teenager because like, there was nowhere for you to party. Like we would do park parties or hotel parties, but they would always get broken up like immediately.
Yeah. Honestly, the safest place for us to party was after sundown was like an elementary school playground.
Oh.
That's where we did. That's where you could catch me drinking. No kids were there because the school was closed. But
I feel like that's kind of like the thinking when Brandon and Steve go with the makeshift Kelly and Brenda in the car to the elementary school parking lot. Yeah,
that was like a hang.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
But when they're cruising the hallway, Steve is such a smooth talker.
Steve is so smooth, and he's talking about how he is ready to ask Darla Diller.
Oh, the best name ever.
Best name. First of all, doesn't that sounds like dork name?
Darla Diller is white trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's
Darla Diller.
Yeah, it's Darla Diller. At first I thought, but I love, she sounds like a cartoon character.
She does sound like a cartoon character.
You're on like Married with Children. She was Marcy Darcy.
Yes, Marcy. It's so Married with Children coded.
Yes, exactly.
But we see her. She is very pretty. She's a total babe.
Oh, she's gorgeous. I don't like what she's wearing.
I hate her clothes.
It's awful.
I don't like her clothes.
Like it's one of those things where I will always I didn't even have to write this quote down. I just will forever remember Janine Garofalo and Romeo and Michelle's "This dress exacerbates the genetic betrayal that is my legacy."
Yes.
That's one of those moments.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a genetic betrayal legacy.
Great quote, by the way.
Yeah,
so he asks Darla though. He's like, Brandon, I'm gonna ask Darla. So Brandon leaves. He asks Darla, and he's like, hey, we say hi a lot. And she's like, oh, do we?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, I'm in my car a lot. And then he's like, do you want to go to the spring dance with me? And she's like, sorry, I don't do vets.
Cold.
And then he's like, I'll get a Jag, a Porsche, like whatever.
Yeah, he's so cut off in that moment. But she really greenlights him up until the car.
She does.
The other thing I thought we say hi a lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little suave because it was so corny.
It was.
But that's such a great pickup line.
It was kind of cute. I would have gone in the vet.
I know. What a
bitch.
Did we ever see what car she shows up in?
I'd like to know what car Darla Diller is driving, okay?
She goes to the Darla dealership and she gets I loved her character though, but I was hoping that she was more like a Valley girl.
Yeah. No, she's just like a stuck-up bitch with a bad dress who hates Corvettes.
No, in real life, Darla Diller's on the bus with Andrea.
Yeah, she's so on the bus with Andrea. Speaking of Andrea, then we cut to Andrea and Brandon.
Okay, can we talk?
There's so much to unpack with Andrea and Brandon the next couple episodes.
I'm so mad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, okay. What are you? You're mad.
In this moment.
Yes.
And as shown throughout the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
Brandon is leading her on.
Oh, he fully leads her on, and he has been kind of the whole time. He gives the flirty.
Yes.
He lets her think he's doing. I feel what girls do to guys who they feel they might need help them move one day. You know, where he's giving her just enough hope to keep her around in the orbit.
Yep.
But not. He's breadcrumbing her.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But then that is never called out.
No.
It's portrayed as this romantic dance.
Yes.
Meanwhile, she is like eating she's so full of carbs.
Oh my God. She is stuffed from these crumbs.
But yeah, and it's this first scene where you can see the eagerness in her eyes.
I know. She's like, Brandon, are you going to go to the dance? And he's like, no, I hate dancing. So this is where Brandon's hate for dancing is introduced. Mind you, 2 episodes in the past like couple weeks, he has danced no problem. With
no hesitation.
Numerous brunettes.
Do we think the reveal of the Carol Potter dancing in the Slumber Party episode may have shocked him into the closet as a dancer?
I think it may have. He was like, people saw my mom dance at my house. And
Kelly talked about that.
Kelly for sure. Kelly is a bitch.
Okay.
I texted
I almost sent a screenshot. So we'll get I know when she's watching the episodes because she's texting me and I'm lazy. I don't watch till the last minute. And so I'll usually get it a day in advance, which was yesterday.
I know. I give you a little preview.
Which is great. I love it. There's no spoilers or anything. But one of my favorites is and there's usually a detail or like a breadcrumb of what's going on. And then sometimes there's just a standalone text like this that just says, Kelly is such a bitch. And I have not watched the episode, so I don't have the context of it, but that really just stands there as Kelly is such a bitch. That is fucking funny.
Fully just, what's funny is Daniel's, a lot of times I'll just be stoned texting late night and Daniel's living his life and I'm just having a one-sided conversation about that.
For the record, yesterday I was moving.
No,
I was helping
totally
people
fine,
move
but
furniture.
Also, you're busy. You don't need to be on call for 90210 text. But I was just every thought I'm having, Daniel is the one who's going to receive this.
But what's funny about not being on call for a 90210 emergency is that today I had one, and you were.
I was a first responder.
You were there. You were my first one. I was 90210 911, and you were there.
Yeah,
I loved
I
it.
was there.
Thank you for being a friend.
I am a friend. But Brandon is not being a friend to Andrea
at all.
So basically, Brandon's like, I don't dance, and Andrea, you can tell Andrea's about to ask him to the dance.
On the tip of her tongue.
And she's being such a schoolgirl. It's one of the moments. Yeah, she's really sweet, and it's one of those moments where I actually believe she's maybe in high school because she has such a naivete. Yes, exactly. And she's like, Brandon, would you? And he's like, no, I don't want to go. I don't dance. It's so dumb, whatever. And so then they make plans to potentially watch a movie at her house that night on Saturday.
Which is a trap.
That's a code.
Yeah.
I used to have a stand-up bit about it, about come over and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Guys used to, but it was funny. Guys used to be like, do you want to come watch, it'd be Legend or...
Oh, of course.
Or, exactly. These weird random...
Labyrinth, yes.
Yeah, Labyrinth. Punky Brewster Season 2 on
Oh my
DVD.
God, have we ever talked about Punky Brewster?
No.
Oh, I love that show.
I got love bombed with a Punky Brewster Season 2 box set DVDs.
Really?
Yes.
That's not a bad bomb.
It was part of a bomb. And I got to skip it out of it too.
Is that... Wow, really?
Yeah, we had a real 90s...
That's so retro.
Yeah, also, I'm like, what is... My love language is 90s references.
Okay, so really, not to take a deeper dive, but for Christmas, my sister gave my nieces a Skip It, or Skip-Bo. What is it? Skip-Bo.
Skip It.
The thing you skip over, right?
Yes, skip it.
Which still has the counter, which was the whole gimmick, right? You have this thing and it goes around. But in our day, the counter was
Is it not that anymore?
No, it's electric, bitch.
Oh.
It has but I'm telling you, it was when you see at a club when they're doing the people counter, click, click, it was that.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was analog.
And 15 years ago when I got this, or actually it was 21. God, it was almost 20 years ago when I got this.
Hey, yeah.
It was still the
Well, you said
old
DVD.
School. DVD. Yeah,
box set.
I really dated myself with all of
really
that.
fast. Is season 2 the episode where the girl gets locked in the refrigerator?
Yes, and that's
Cherry.
Yeah, and that's because we had an inside joke about. You get it, you guys. We're old. All of our frame of references.
Funny.
Sorry to any Gen Zers.
Andrea is emotionally locked in the refrigerator.
Yeah,
She's
Andrea
locked
is
herself
frozen in the fridge. She is burr.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Kelly needs a date. So Kelly goes to the Peach Pit.
Yes.
And asks Brandon, who is I think a little surprised.
Yeah. Well, they're having this. They have a friend relationship.
They have a friend vibe, but I think you can tell there's some sort of attraction.
Does she touch his hand? Do they have a shot where
Maybe.
they?
She's like flirty.
Yeah.
She is that girl that's like,
yeah.
you know.
Which I am a sucker for.
Yes.
Like anytime, like if as a waiter, as a wait, anytime like if a woman called me love, or showed that, I would just like you're just like that. It works.
It's a manipulation tactic.
Men are dumb and we love to be manipulated.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really do, especially when we don't know what's happening.
Exactly. And Brandon doesn't know.
No, he has no clue. See,
Brandon is so dumb. So she asks him. And he goes, and she's like, just as friends, because he's kind of like, Steve, you know.
Well, okay, question. Why I mean, Kelly says I can't find a date, but why does she go to Brandon?
I think, she has a newfound attraction to him. She's seen him in a new light after his political campaign. And so,
all that power.
But she has thought he was cute from the beginning, remember?
Yeah, she does.
She was like, you know that guy at the party.
But there's so many conflicts of interest.
There's so many. There's the Brenda connection.
The Steve thing. I feel like she knows that Andrea likes him also.
That is why I said she's a bitch, and I'll explain it a little bit later.
For clarifying.
Yeah, no. So she is so, I mean, the next episode, the finale, she really is a bitch. I don't know if you caught this one thing that caused me to say she is a bitch, but we'll get to that.
Right, okay.
So I'm getting worked up right now.
I feel it, but I understand you're a Brenda.
I am. I'm a Aries Brenda. I'm a Brenda Aries.
As a Donna, I can't be offended by Kelly's behavior because that would cost me.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
She's the only thing linking me up into that circle.
Well, and Brenda is rooting for Andrea, right? Brenda's kind of trying to help Andrea get with her brother.
So, which I would love to review this moment in the next episode.
Yes, exactly, because there's a flip-flop. So basically, Kelly asks Brandon to the dance. They agree to go as friends. Steve comes in and asks Kelly to the dance, and she's like, sorry, I already have a date. Brandon, which... Bitch, you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
These are best friends. You know Steve is in love with you.
And the later reveal about what Steve is going through, she knows that
That's what I'm saying. She's such a bitch. And also, I want to say Jenny Garth is a great actress.
Phenomenal.
She is so good.
So, okay, this episode, I really feel like, because it's the end of the first, and like you get your sea leg or whatever, you hit your stride, but a lot of stuff, I know I see this all the time, but this is when I feel like everything is like gelling. And I mean it from like an act, because Gabrielle Carteris is like showing it in this episode.
We see range from everyone.
Yeah, because I honestly think that at this point in the like real time, they probably knew that they were like hot. Yeah.
They were like, okay, we can like give them some meatier material.
Well, you know what it's like. It's like when you're auditioning, you're like, and then when you get it, you're like, oh,
let's get into
totally,
it. Yeah. So Steve is like, Kelly's like, I can't go. I'm going with Brandon. Brandon says, I thought you were going with Darla. And he's like, no, Darla said
Darla
no.
ditched me.
Darla ditched me.
I got ditched by Darla Diller.
Oh, man, to get ditched by Darla Diller.
That's a country song.
That is.
Let's write that.
Ditched by Darla Diller.
She looked a little country.
She did look very country. She was wearing like a denim or white or something country.
I can't even talk about it.
But basically they decide that Kelly says, why don't you ask Donna to Steve? And he's like, okay, but nothing's gonna happen. And Kelly's like, you should be so lucky.
Yes.
Like Steve is acting like he's like appalled to go with Donna.
And it's like, is that just a move like to keep the friend circle like that? I was like, why would she put those two together?
Well, and then Brandon's like, let's all go as friends. It'll be fun. Because I think Brandon's like, Brandon's a bit of a people pleaser, I think.
Oh, 1,000%.
Because remember, he couldn't say no to Andrea or Kelly with the campaign stuff, and now he didn't want to go with Andrea, but like can't say no to Kelly.
But what he buckles to is always like the least attractive, like human instinct, right? Like the popular one, or like just even the I made plans with Andrea first kind of mentality.
You know what?
Honor your commitments.
Honor your commitments, but also it just goes back to like guys they like hot girls. And it's like, that's why Kelly always wins. It's like, look at, there are these girls who are very upset that Timothée Chalamet is dating Kylie Jenner. Because they're like, he's so sensitive and deep, and like, he should be with like a cool art house girl or something. It's
Not a
like,
viper.
yeah, it's like, he's a dude. She has great tits and ass.
Yeah.
She's
gorgeous.
He likes a hot girl.
Totally. What's
Get
wrong with
over
that?
it. Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's like a like mega movie star.
Exactly.
Mega movie
Exactly.
star. He's in that world.
And Brandon is a TV star at West Beverly. He had his scene cut, but he was on set, you know?
Well, let's forget his campaign video should have been like expanded into series.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, his promo video.
I would just watch a montage of him for 30 minutes a week.
It was beautiful.
It was so good.
But yeah, he's stuck between an Andrea and a hard place.
He absolutely is. So then they go, they all decide to go together as friends. So then we cut to the shopping montage with boys and the girls.
Yes.
What I love about these dressing rooms is they've made up these dressing rooms where like your head shows over the door.
Did you take the photo?
Oh, did you?
I did, but I didn't send it in. But
I tried to take the photo, but
that's it.
yeah, look, it's so funny. There's like a tux
on the screen.
It's so funny. It's like
it's too bright.
It's too bright, but basically the door of the dressing room is shaped like a tuxedo, and then Brandon's head is right over. So it's
clever.
It's clever, but I've noticed in other like shopping scenes, they're all talking like in a way that you don't in dressing rooms. Like they've made it so convenient that we can still see them.
Some of the acting, like the staging of it, is really funny. Like in the dancing later and stuff like that,
yes,
where it's like this is so on TV.
Yes,
like everything about it. You know, they're like
and like Jim's office in the next episode. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So then we go to the girls looking for dresses.
Yes.
And lo and behold, Kelly and Brenda pick out the same dress. This will not be the first thing they fight about.
So for the people of last century, I hate to break it to you, but television is full of plagiarism. But this is an exact episode from season 3 of I Love Lucy entitled Lucy and Ethel Buy the Same Dress.
What?
Where they do the whole thing. They find out that they have the same dress, but they're like, you take it. No, you take it. Okay, we both won't take it. And then lo and behold.
Do you think it's a nod?
Not as a word, not as a word, but tons of people do it. Like literally, like in like there's a chocolate scene, you know, that like
Yes.
and the very famous.
Yes.
Saved by the Bell.
Did a chocolate scene.
With like a ketchup, like bottle company or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sorry, like a tomato sauce.
That's so funny.
It was of the time. The 90s were very nostalgic for whatever,
Yes.
the early, the golden age.
And the Menendez brothers. Okay, here they are. So basically, Kelly and Brenda, they both decide, as Daniel said, they're like, you take it. No, Kelly shits on it. She's like, it looks cheap anyway. You take it.
And first of all, that is her first instinct.
Exactly.
Is to trash it and then say you can
and then
have
say
it.
you can have it, which again, bitch. But then they both say, no, I'm not going to get it. And then lo and behold, they show up at the Walshes for pics.
Yep.
And they're both wearing the same dress.
Well, the obvious question is,
who wore it better? I mean, I don't like Kelly's hair.
I'm angry at their hair.
And Kelly's I hate more.
Yes.
Brenda's is a little more clean, like, but I don't like an updo ponytail. Like it's like half a French twist, half with these bubbly bangs. I don't like it.
So you need product. It's too weak. Like the hair.
It's
you know what I mean?
Yes.
It needs to be like solid. Like it needs to look structured, like impenetrable.
It's like a gym pony. That's
Boom,
like elevated.
yeah. It's like it's not exam day.
Exactly. We're not taking the SATs today, babe.
It's not prom. It's spring dance.
Exactly. But I will say, I do like Brenda's because she has the gloves and the pearls. Kelly's, I think, just looks a little like Kelly.
Better.
Yeah, and Kelly wore these like tights. I don't think Brenda had on tights. Yep. Look, I'm a Brenda. I like Brenda better. But also, Kelly's being such a bitch to Brandon. She's like, Brandon, I'll get dinner. We'll go somewhere fabulous like Spago. I'll get dinner. You just have to get the tux, my corsage, and the limo.
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, I can't afford a limo.
Any of this. I work at the Peach Pit.
I work at the Peach Pit.
Kelly has no job.
No job. And her
this
mom's
is her
credit card.
game.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I was always mad. I think Brenda does more updos than Kelly.
Yeah.
But Kelly has this weak, like it's in this area. It looks almost like colonial.
Yeah.
Or like pilgrim hair. You know what I mean? It makes me angry, but I never liked Brenda and an updo, so for that reason she loses. But the gloves,
I really like the gloves.
So sexy.
I just thought it was Brenda was a little more like chic old Hollywood, and Kelly was more like cutesy high schooler going to a dance.
I can't understand why any of them chose it because it's so matronly. All of these,
it is
choices.
Very matronly. All of the dresses. Okay, so they're mad at each other that they're like, how could you, blah blah blah, and then Kelly's like, we look like the Bobbsey twins, and Brenda's like, no, we don't. And then Jim comes in, and he's like, you guys look so cute, like the Bobbsey twins.
So great. Do you know who the Bobbsey twins are?
I had to Google.
Okay, yeah.
I should say, I watched this episode. My friend Sammy, who knows Ian, who was the Ian Connect.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime she comes over now, she's like, can we watch a 90210?
Are you serious? That's so cool.
Well, and she's 27, so it's fun to watch it with her because she has no frame of reference. So we both had to Google the Bobbsey twins.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and I just know a bunch of bullshit from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But yes, there are references to the Bobbsey twins on, again, I love those things.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because that's how fucking old that shit is.
Yes.
I loved fucking Carol's stripy blouse.
Oh, Carol's stripy.
In the picture taking scene.
Yes, it's so good. And the picture taking scene, now I was able to grab a picture of the gang at the Walshes, and I also grabbed a side-by-side of some of my own pictures.
Yes.
Because it really was exactly, I was like, this looks just like, I went with my best friends, Megan and Kristen.
The Kelly and the
And
Donna.
our boyfriend, well, Kristen and I went with our boyfriends. Megan and our friend Jason were like just really good friends. So it just captured that moment of like, we're all, here it is. Oh my God.
Oh my God, yes.
Obsessed.
Okay, wait, let's examine
Let's
this
examine.
moment.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say, please note whose date is the tallest in mine.
Question, did you get, and I will preface this with my date got so tan before prom. Were you?
Oh, no, I was always that tan.
You were? Okay.
Junior year, I was very tanorexic.
Okay, so my sister worked at a place called Tan Paradise. Have I told you this?
No.
My favorite thing is you had to answer the phone and say, for a tan, that's nice, Tan Paradise.
Oh, yes. I remember
One
that.
of my favorite things. So my friend, my date, Michelle, my fat guy who I love, we're still friends, she got like remarkably tan.
Yeah.
Where my sister who worked at Tan Paradise was like, I've seen Michelle like 5 times this week.
No, I went every day to Dark Tan, DARQUE.
QUE. I remember Dark Tan. They were open 24 hours.
And I had a membership. And they had different levels. And for prom and homecoming, I would do the level 5, which looked like a spaceship. Like, I'm probably gonna die. Because of whatever they were.
The lighting.
Yeah.
So because this all coincided with like the springtime and also the age. This is when Michelle got her like driver's license photo taken. So she's Ecuadorian also. So she turned really dark.
Well, I'm Sicilian, so I can get very, very dark.
Same. Yeah.
And it was the time. It was what we were doing. Wait,
but I want to see the photo. Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Can we go back to the photo? Because I just want to point out Donna's dress.
Oh, we're gonna talk about this
because Donna gets this huge. It's like a quinceañera dress.
It is very quinceañera. It's also very Hello Dolly.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's also like an Oklahoma. I don't really know what she's going for. It's kind of senorita.
It is a little senorita.
Okay, just to the side by side. So you're the Brenda.
I'm the Brenda, obviously.
And then now, is that guy your Dylan, or who is he in this?
That's my boyfriend at the time. We dated for 3 years.
Yeah.
And
in the middle is the Kelly.
That's Kelly. That's my friend who looks like she always like they have
really
the cute little button nose.
Can we talk? Yeah, and she has the same kind of little like mousy smile.
Yes, they're so cute.
And is that the Donna?
That's Megan.
Okay.
She was. I wouldn't say she's a Donna because she was actually all the guys loved Megan, and she was also very smart.
Oh, she's the Darla.
She's the Darla, but she's a Darla with an Andrea Rising because she was very smart. So
we don't know Darla's IQ. She outsmarted Steve real
Darla,
fast.
exactly.
We don't know where Darla ranks.
Exactly.
I love an Andrea Rising.
An Andrea Rising. Yes.
I was an Andrea falling. Sinking like a stone. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that
when
moment.
I saw it was just the 3 of them, I remembered, and
it is. You're right. It is just.
It's just like the 3 couples.
Yeah.
And this was the night. I've told the limo story of my homecoming, right?
Have I told you my limo story?
Okay, let's quickly exchange limo stories.
Yes. Okay, mine will be brief. Go ahead.
Okay, so I may have told this. I'm sorry, you guys, if I have before, but this I need to mention again because it is so insane. we got a limo driver. We were taking pictures at Kristen's house, and we made reservations at Morton's Steakhouse downtown.
You did not.
Yes, we were very bougie. We were the bougiest, and
That's hilarious.
I can't remember who was in charge of the limo, but like it was this crazy limo company, and the guy was really late.
Yes.
Like to the point where Kristen's sister had to drive us to Morton's, and he had to meet us at the restaurant to pick us up.
Not the moment you wanted to have.
No. So we like are like squeezed into her like Land Cruiser or whatever to get down there, all in our like fancy
Beautiful dresses.
Yes. And so then we get there, the limo driver picks us up, and he's just got this woman with us, this girl.
Oh, I fucking love it. Who is she?
He called her the trainee.
Oh.
He was like, this is my trainee. She's wearing jeans. She does not look like a trainee. She's wearing like jeans and a cute cardigan set.
It's his girlfriend.
It's fully his girlfriend. And she's sitting in the passenger seat. And it's a small limo because there were just 6 of us. So we get in and he's like, so sorry. I'll take you guys to the liquor store after the dance, like to make it up to you. And we were like, okay, bet.
Wow.
So we get to the dance. We had disposable cameras at the time.
Yes.
Left them in the car.
Okay.
During the dance.
No.
Go inside, come back out, leave. You know, we go to the liquor store. We go to my date, John's house, which he lived in Franktown, which was like 30 minutes south of the dance.
Man.
So we had time to like, you know,
Enjoy.
drink,
Yeah.
go to the, enjoy the limo.
Yeah.
We're smoking weed with the driver. We're
Oh
like
my
passing
God.
a pipe around with the driver.
Why are all limo drivers like the dealer? Like, why are they
so
that?
irresponsible?
It's so true.
And so, like, took us to the liquor store, smoked weed with us, had his date there
While
as well.
he's training somebody. He's training someone.
He's like, this is how you do it. He's like, this is how you
Day one.
So then we go, whatever. We have a little after party at my boyfriend's house. Like a day or 2 later, I go get the pictures developed. The trainee and the driver hooked up and took
Shut up.
pictures of it. There are pictures of her like taking her bra off. We didn't see anything, but you
Oh
could
my
tell like she was
God.
covering and holding her bra out. They fully hooked up in the limo
Amazing.
while we were in the dance and took photos on our camera. Like,
Incredible.
but that's just such a testament to like Yelp was not a thing back then.
Oh, there were no
there were
consequences
no
to their
consequences.
actions.
Absolutely none.
I worked at a photo lab in the fucking back then, and
Yeah.
people would turn in their like personal like
Yeah.
sex photos
Yeah.
of
Oh.
like it was wild. That's a
Whoa.
whole longer story. But and it wasn't like you didn't call the police. It was just like the lady who dropped off the roll was the lady who was picking up.
Oh
the
my God.
Yeah, it
And
was
you were
in
just
one
like,
of the photos.
Oh, I've seen your tits.
But precisely like or like her husband's dick.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was like what was going on. Your limo story is way better than mine. Mine was just our friends had this. They worked at a hotel, so they had the hookup on the limo. So we all got this huge discount, and then the limo was like 2 hours late.
Okay.
So I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right? My friend, we didn't care. We just wanted to get drunk later at the hotel, and they were mortified because they were the ones who organized the whole fucking thing. So when the limo showed up, I was inside, and they were in the yard taking photos, and I just heard people going, "No." No. And then you heard this doot 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 and it was a bus, like a little limo bus, like a Sprinter.
Yeah.
Which is cool now, but not in the 90s. Limos were like
Yeah.
the
shit.
the thing.
Yeah.
They were elegant.
Yeah.
It was you didn't have people traveling in SUVs.
No.
That was not VIP then.
No.
Limos were like the Excelsior.
Yes.
And they had rented a bus based on their discount. So the girls who did it are mortified and they're melting and they're crying.
Oh my God.
And prom is ruined and like none of us care.
Yeah.
But now we have to deal with their drama. She's screaming at this dude who literally his defense was she goes, "This is not a limo," and he goes, "It's a limo bus."
Oh,
which
my
to me is
God.
my favorite. I hear that sometimes when I'm just like at home alone. I hear like, "It's a limo bus." I'm
Oh
like,
my God. It's
What
just
defense
playing-
is
yeah.
that? So literally we're just in the bus, like on our way to prom, and our friends who did it, I think they just took on the responsibility.
Yeah.
So she's inconsolable.
Yeah.
Which ruined
Yeah.
the company.
Yeah, that ruins everything.
And then our hotel was busted and we didn't even get to drink later.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was really we honestly didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even give a shit about prom
Oh, yeah. See,
or spring dance.
we cared. We just wanted to make sure we were fucked up and drunk.
Yeah,
That's
you had
all
a
we
great
cared about.
time.
We loved it.
I can't believe. Yeah, I've had limo drivers of that caliber.
It was insane.
Mhm.
But we had so much fun. And
Yeah.
also we were all like hooking up in the limo.
Well,
like,
listen, I hope she got the job.
I hope she got
I hope that girl got that job. After all that.
It was so funny.
Goddamn, where's that photo of it? Where's that roll? I want to know.
I know.
That's
It's
funny.
somewhere at my parents' house. I need to find it.
They took a limo because Steve is drinking at prom.
Yeah.
He has a flask.
And Dylan paid for the limo, they say.
Oh, well, he has a hookup.
He does have, he has all the hookups. But you know what's funny is I actually just decided I'm going to do a limo for my birthday party because I'm doing an Anora-themed birthday party. Just because I'm insane. But also it's just like fun and vibey.
It's a vibe.
It's like Eurotrash stripper is the wardrobe note, you know?
I never understood limousines. I thought they're it's a weird get in and you have to scoot. No, everyone's dressed up and then in your fancy clothes you have to scoot and it's always been.
So there's a limo moment in the movie and so I'm going to like get a limo for 2 hours before the party starts and go pick some people up for the party. How dumb and funny is that?
Okay, so this is such a tangent, but one of my friends, she was a bandmate and a great friend, and she had gone to Portland to like marry the love of her life, and then that dissolved in a week and was coming back to Austin totally busted. Yeah. Like left everything and then anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So our dream was like we're gonna dress as drag queens and we're gonna rent a Hummer limo. And so what we did was we didn't tell her this. So my friend Dacia is at the airport and we were late. So she's just the last sorry son of a bitch just waiting at the airport, and then a Hummer limo pulls up. And then one by one, a drag queen just gets out.
my God.
And then we call her Tiger. So we go, hey, Tiger.
Oh, my God.
And literally watch someone go, and so we brought her drag in a bag.
Oh, my God. I love that.
And she looked like fucking Donna. Bad. And so, but
like Donna.
We did was we just drove around Austin. And it was like a UFO landed everywhere we went. And these drag queens would get out. And people were literally like, take us with you. Like we would just come in, have a drink and be fabulous and leave. It was like good limo time.
I love that. See, I'm trying to I haven't been in a limo probably since the trainee incident. And
well,
since the school dance, I don't think I've
triggering.
been in a
that
true
is
limo.
Definitely triggering.
I need to rewrite my limo experience, you know?
Well, and also it could be an homage to the 90210 Spring Dolls.
Totally.
Spring Dolls.
And also just dumb and fun.
And also the window part,
yes.
the driver being excluded from you is so VIP, and the controls.
Yes, so fun.
I've been in a limo in Vegas.
I really haven't been in like 20 years.
We took a limo as a bachelor party, and the guy was so crazy. We told him to like where he dropped us off at the first stop out of many. We were like, we're done.
Oh shit!
And we literally walked miles instead of that. Yeah,
I wonder if it was my guy.
We felt too. It was literally too dangerous. I was like, we're all high as shit. If you've scared us, you know what I mean? Like you scared us. We won't. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we were like, we want to get hurt, but not like hurt.
Yeah. Well, if anyone has any limo company recommendations for LA, send them my way.
That's a great rec.
Okay. So speaking of limos, the gang piles in the limo. They get to the dance. Donna can barely get out. Donna is doing incredible physical comedy this whole episode.
Yeah.
Dress comedy. Can't, the skirt of the dress is so, I guess, stiff and puffy.
Is it the hoop that's getting in the way?
It must be the hoop that's getting in the way.
Which she could lose, right? Get rid of that.
I mean, Steve flat out calls it a dance don't.
Okay, that is one of the, because Steve has really great dialogue this whole episode.
Yeah.
He goes, that dress is definitely a dance don't.
Yeah.
And did you see the panic look on Brandon's face as he walks by? Like, they're all worried about the dress.
Yeah, no, everyone is.
But my favorite is Donna's. It's similar when she's wearing the mermaid.
Yes.
It's this like.
They're like, put Donna in something that she won't be able to move in, and we'll make that the funny bit.
Or like, what? How about we? I think it's their like ultimate refusal to give her any lines.
Yes. They're like,
we'll just give her some business.
Yeah.
Let's give her some costume business.
Costume business.
That's literally on a resume.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
special skills.
The laughter ensues the minute she gets out of the limo.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, no, she's killing it.
But she's Donna Martin. Why would she choose that dress?
It is interesting because she has such a good fashion sense otherwise, and that dress does nothing.
It's not it.
Like, it's not it.
What at the end of it, when what does she say? I'm sorry, I picked a stupid dress.
Yeah.
Like what? I don't even get it.
I don't know why. I mean, maybe she just thought it was like really grand and
Does she have a necklace or no necklace?
I don't know if she has a necklace.
I can't remember if it's bare. Can we see? I'm sorry to bounce around.
Can we see
that?
It looks like no necklace.
And I like that.
Yeah, because she's letting the dress do all the talking. That is so funny.
That's really funny.
I liked my dress. It was Betsy Johnson. It was very cute.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was like black lace Betsy Johnson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I always had. I was like, I am gonna pick pick dresses that I could wear to the Academy Awards, not just to like a prom. I never wanted to look like I was just going to a prom.
When everybody, and honestly,
look at Brandon's face, by the way.
Well, I wanted to see this again because look at what a horrible couple Kelly and Brandon are. If we're comparing dresses, right? Look at Brenda and Dylan.
I mean, I'm sorry, Brenda and Dylan have such good chemistry.
That's classic.
Like they look so good together. Even Steve and Donna look better.
They have future divorcee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like they are headed for divorce.
Yeah,
court.
but they're gonna have fun on the way there in a Corvette.
Brandon is that smile on his face is so funny.
Brandon, you lost the election.
Yeah,
you lost the election.
You lost the election.
Wipe that smile off your face. Okay, so they're at prom, but meanwhile.
Andrea is at home watching a scary movie. And it's like a Carrie kind of movie. First of all, the movie starts with a house on fire. That's the opening shot. Did you notice that?
And also an old house on fire.
An old house on fire.
Is this a real movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
It was called Prom Nightmare?
Yeah, something like that.
Prom Meltdown?
Prom Meltdown. It was. I took it to be like a weird Carrie takeoff.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Andrea, we get some Andrea fantasy in this episode, though.
Oh, you cannot begin. This is my favorite scene almost ever.
Knew you would love it.
Almost ever.
Andrea's watching at home, eating popcorn, depressed. She's watching this
well,
movie.
she's housing chocolate ice cream as the credits roll.
Yeah, she's
I'm
like,
girl,
whoa.
it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's a sorry, what is it?
Yes.
It's a sprint, not a marathon.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That one.
Yeah.
Well, there is a movie called Prom Night.
No, it's not that
from 1980, but it's not. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I don't think they would have paid to clear any scenes.
So
I think they probably just made a shitty movie.
Sure. Yeah.
I think they made because it's so Carrie coded. But we go into this crazy fantasy of Andrea with a chainsaw. I think I sent you a picture, Aaron. But Andrea is in her. She falls asleep. Can you? I mean, she has blood all over her. Her hair looks insane. She's wielding a chainsaw. And the whole gang is on the other side of her being like, we like you. She's like, you said you liked me.
So first of all, this scene is how you, it totally spells out how later you completely understand how Gabrielle Carteris got to be president of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
It's because... And also, this is where she did Groundlings and Second City, where she took lessons as opposed to every other cast member who just looked good and showed up. You know what I mean?
Hot.
No, well, I mean, Shannon was Legacy by then.
Yeah, but she's craft.
Craft.
She cares about her
craft.
craft.
She's a craft, yeah. And this, I fucking died.
I was living for this scene. So she has this nightmare where she's going to kill everyone at prom.
Everybody was camp into the scene also.
Oh, it was all full camp. I loved it.
Me too.
And
I wanted more of it.
The lighting was red and spooky. I was like, I want to watch this. Fuck the real prom.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
But the gang's like, we like you. Then she wakes up and she goes, Mom, can I borrow your evening gown? And then she shows up at the dance in a wedding dress. Which I think I sent a picture. I mean, Andrea, for someone who couldn't even muster the courage to ask him to the dance, she's like, I'm just going to show up in a wedding dress.
And so, question, is she not living with her grandma?
No, not yet. She still lives with her parents in Van Nuys. But later, in season 2, I think she ends up moving in with her grandma.
But whose address is she? I thought
she's using her grandma's address, but she doesn't live there.
She lives with her parents.
She still lives with her parents in Van Nuys.
Okay, because I had a couple questions on the continuity of her family tree.
No, so she lives with her family in Van Nuys.
That fucking dress.
The dress is insane looking. It truly is a wedding. It's so matronly.
It's First Bride.
It is First Bride, but it also I don't understand because she is the oldest cast member and she reads so much older. Why are they continuing to put her in these matronly outfits?
I mean, and also when Donna's clown dress has been the punchline the whole second half of the show.
Yeah.
She essentially shows up in the equivalent.
Yeah.
That's, she just is the white mirror of Donna. Oh my God. I think it's honestly because doesn't Carrie show up in like a white-ish
maybe,
part?
But not a mother's matronly.
I thought she was going to propose to Brandon.
She's ready to propose.
Like, will you marry me now? Yeah, I thought that it was
now.
Like a bridal fantasy.
It really is, I'm sure.
Because what is she really doing to show up? She's crashing Brandon's date.
She is. She knows he's going with Kelly.
Or is she just assuming that he's gonna have a bum time?
Well, I think Brandon made it clear, like, oh, we're just going as friends, you know, because she was kind of like, Brandon. Oh, that's the thing. At school, she goes up to him. She's like, Brandon, what time do you want to come over on Saturday?
You know what? I think Andrea is like the dude in the relationship, and like Brandon's a Kelly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Brandon is like a guy, or is like a girl keeping the guy on the line. Like,
so kind of in the way that Kelly is to Brandon, Brandon
yes,
is to
yes. It's like in Romeo and Michelle, where
yes.
Janine realizes I made Toby's life miserable.
Yes,
as well.
I love Toby.
I love Toby too.
I probably was Toby.
That is one of my favorite movies.
It's epic, and I wanted to be Janine Garofalo every which way possible in the 90s. And then when she was in that movie, it was just like everything coming together.
She's so great. Have you ever worked with her?
Oh, I've never even met her. I would embarrass myself.
Incredible.
See, she's one of those people. I've met a lot of famous people, heroes, and I feel like I would be too much.
That's how I felt with Sean Baker over the weekend. I did embarrass myself.
Yeah.
But I loved her. Obviously, The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
Yeah. Oh, Reality Bites.
Reality Bites, Romeo and Michelle, everything. But yeah, I did a show with her in New York, and I had a bit about donuts back then, and she heard it. She was like, oh, you're really funny. She goes, that's a funny bit. Really good donuts next door. She was like, donut.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she made a donut recommendation.
I would take that back. The other thing about Janine Garofalo, really fast on a tangent, is in the 90s, she was on late night all the time.
Yeah.
Not doing stand-up, but just as a guest.
Yeah.
Because she was like movie star level. Yeah. And in those moments, she's hilarious.
She's great.
I mean, she's still doing bits or whatever, but like, love 90s Janine.
Yeah. No, she's great. She's great.
Sorry, I will always tangent.
Yeah. I know, I love a tangent. But as long as it's a 90s tangent that all our millennials and Gen Xers can get on board with. They do. So we're at the dance. It's going okay. Kelly wins Spring Queen. Kelly's also been a bit of a bitch. She's been up her own ass. She's like, this is my night.
Yeah.
I'm the Spring Princess. Kelly is a little bit of a narcissist in this episode.
She's tense, you know. Maybe she didn't ask to be nominated, you know.
She wanted it.
She wanted it.
But then she's just like, everyone needs to do what I want to do because I'm a Spring Princess.
Well, it's also, why would she take the risk of showing up in the same gown as someone when you're Spring Princess?
Exactly. And then she's like, Brenda, you have to change. This is my night. And then Brenda goes to Dylan, and Brenda's like, ugh. And Dylan's like, this is our night because they're fucking tonight.
I've never seen so much planning around fucking.
I know.
A lot of arrangements.
Wait, when you lost your virginity, was it planned?
I'm like, which time?
No,
not planned.
Either time.
Like never, no.
Yeah, mine.
Well, when you're a gay man, you have to do a little bit of planning, but it
Yeah.
just depends on what the person I was with planned it.
Yeah.
But I was not thinking that was what was going to happen.
Mine was not planned. There, you guys know, there were people passed out on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
near me.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
And then when I took my boyfriend's virginity,
6'4".
because I lost it to someone else, not him, and then and then but that was also not planned.
Yeah.
Both in basements though. I had a real
You're subterranean. She's underground. I love that.
2 for 2 in basements.
Listen, it's 2 for 2. I love that. You're kind of Nosferatu.
I am.
Nosferatu for 2.
Nosferatu for 2.
But it's kind of a bunk night. So I looked up the band that's playing.
Okay, yeah, and I grabbed a picture of the lead singer of the band.
They're real.
They are?
They were a real band.
What was their name?
They're called the Rave Ups.
Okay, and this is them obviously wearing a vest.
The vest gown.
This insane hair.
Yes.
It looks like when Selena Gomez dyed her hair like Nirvana, Kurt Cobain blonde, but then like it just looks really teased.
It's to me very Flaming Lips. She don't use jelly. Like it's that era.
Yes.
But I looked them up. They were an 80s, 90s band. And I can't believe how much screen time they got.
They got so much that I was like, this must be a real band. So I'm glad you looked it up.
Because on the drums, you could see the band name and stuff. And I like was shocked. But this is honestly very, whatever year this is. Like, this is the kind of shit that was going around.
Oh, yeah. This was 91, I think.
Yeah. It's like, and bands like Toad the Wet Sprockets.
Oh, my God. Toad the Wet Sprockets.
Yeah. Like, there were moments like that.
Yes, there were. So, Brenda and Dylan go to the hotel room to have sex.
271.
271.
Was that the number?
I think that was the number.
Or
Yeah.
217.
I think it was 271. They go to 271 to have sex, and then afterward, Brenda's like making the bed. She's like, "No one can know,"
Yeah,
and he's like, "What?"
But also, why aren't they staying the night in the hotel? What are they? Is it by the hour?
I don't know.
Or were they? Or were they just done? They don't want to go up and fuck again.
I know. I'm like just one and done.
One and done, and then literally back to prom.
Brenda's very concerned about people knowing that they're having sex.
For someone who showed up in the same dress as someone else, she sure is preoccupied with her image.
Yeah.
Like, she is really worried about what people think.
Well, it is funny because she's like, I don't want anyone to know, not even the housekeeper who doesn't know what we look like or who was in here. She's like making the bed. Also, clearly, I never make a bed.
She's cleaning the bed. She's not making the bed.
I'm doing like wax on, wax off.
Scrubbing the bed.
But they come back down. Kelly's won. She's on her throne with some guy named Brad, won prom king.
Also, for the episodes and episodes of build-up and the back and forth over this like moment, it really is like bing, bang, boom.
It's
the lights are on.
The lights are on.
The lights are on, and it's not even like, and they're quick to get back. I'm just so preoccupied with they're not like living it up in a hotel room.
Enjoying it, no.
Don't they know there's free cable?
Yeah.
And back in the day, the bar and stuff you could take from.
Oh, totally.
It's kind of a new world thing that everything is a ripoff.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So anyway, as a hotel person, I'm furious at their decision to go back to prom.
I know, so lame. But she goes down and she's like, I didn't want anyone to know, and then she goes right up to Kelly like with this shit-eating grin on her face, and Kelly's like,
so weird.
You had sex.
Uh-huh.
She knows immediately because Kelly has a red room, so she knows. And a condo door.
She knows that glow.
Kelly knows the glow, and she's like, oh my god, yay.
I will side with Kelly's bitchiness in that she's giving zero time to her spring dance king.
Oh,
all she says to that guy, she goes, make sure no one sits here, right? When she has to get up and leave.
Yes.
She's so cold to that guy.
Yeah, she's really mean.
Which I don't think we ever learn anything about him.
No,
right?
his name is just Brad.
Oh, we know Brad. Okay, yeah.
I just know his name is Brad because Brad and Kelly, like the most quintessential 90s popular people names, right?
They really were, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have a friend who I still love, and she had purple hair and smoked cigarettes, and she was Kelly with an E at the end, and that was so punk.
Just K-E-L-L-E?
No, K-E-L-L-Y.
Oh.
Exactly.
Weird.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It was such a curve.
I know a Kimberly who spells it Kymberli. Like, why?
Now, see, that is just fucking with
You're
people.
just trying to.
You're trying to make people mad.
No one. You're not special. But Brenda is because she just had sex. So.
And she somehow returned to the updo. Like, she really got the
updo right
tight,
back up.
Right?
Yeah,
and tight.
Right and tight.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to the dance competition, and David is tearing it up.
Killing it up. He doesn't have any. He has the same
Wait,
move.
can I kind
I
of demonstrate?
would love to see this.
It's like a lot
Please.
of. It's like.
Show it here. So you can stand up.
Okay, I'll stand up.
Back here.
Okay, great.
Right?
It's like a lot of like arms. You know,
Arms.
it's like.
It's lots of arms. It's that. It's cutting through. Yeah, it is that.
Literally what I mean, I don't have a lot of room, but this is literally.
What? And then the only thing he does is he does like a 45-degree change. He'll go like. He's doing like counter like east.
Yes.
You know, like
yes.
North.
Yes.
What? Like he's going around.
I didn't have a lot of room, but like.
But it's this.
It was like.
I can do it in the chair. It's this. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing these sound effects, but.
No, he is. And okay, so my favorite thing is obviously they're not in acting. There's no music playing while they're doing the take.
Yeah.
So you can tell they're all like 1, 2, 3. You know, there's this or something because they all stop at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't really like David Silver as a character in the long run.
Yeah.
I hate to be that person. And I didn't ever think this at the time, but in my hindsight, he always shows up with fashion. This bolo tie, no jacket.
I like David. I've always, probably because he was close to my age, you know. But now you're saying the fashion stuff. You're so right.
Every time he hits way more than anybody else, and he has that sort of weird. It's very dated and timeless at the same time.
Yeah.
But what I would have thought was like
dated and timeless.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Though it's like this. I'm like that's so 90s, but everybody's wearing that now.
Yes.
That you can't. It's kind of all over the place.
Yes.
And that is someone who also wears bolo ties now, but I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just loved. Obviously, this was his moment to shine and his parlay into being a rapper. You could tell this was them like planting that seed.
Yes, he's gonna have a music career, honey.
You showed me.
Yes. Which also I love that Brandon's like, oh, I don't dance. I don't like to dance. It comes up again. He's like, no, I don't like to dance. I step on everyone's toes.
Yeah.
And then, but meanwhile, David fully stomped on Kelly's toes.
Yes.
Episodes ago, and he's the dancer of the crew.
And question, who is his date? She looks fun.
She does look fun, and they win the dance competition together.
So why is he all up Kelly's nuts?
I feel like maybe was she his date? It was so unclear.
Well, I mean, there's a scene. They are seated together. It's him and Scott, and then Scott's date, and then that bolo tie.
It is Brian
Austin Green. I beg your pardon.
So sorry. Back then he was Brian Austin, but then when he 10 years ago he dropped Austin.
it. That's so
But
right.
that was such a 90s thing to have the three names. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh my God, yes, thank you for bringing Tiffany into this conversation.
Always. I mean, she dated Brian Austin Green.
That was a moment.
I
kind of wanted them to be. That was the crossover I've been waiting for.
But also, when she got on the show, he didn't like it because she was making out with all these other guys.
In real life?
In real life, he didn't like. He's talked about how he did not like it.
Get over it.
Yeah, get over it. It's
like,
a
or
fucking
have
paycheck.
some confidence.
Yeah, you're fucking making out with everyone.
I love when she shows up. I
I
do love
do too.
that.
She's the bad girl.
Does she smoke crack in the? What does she smoke?
Weed.
Oh.
She smokes a joint.
I thought she put like rocks in it, and she does roll a joint, but I thought
It's a joint.
and she's all
Shows up and smokes crack. That's such a different. That's Euphoria.
that is a darker choice.
Oh my
That
God.
is a season premiere. That one. Oh my God. Okay, so.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
But anyway, but he is dancing.
Okay, so Brandon agrees to, I believe, dance with Kelly. This is where I feel like we watched the same scene a few times.
Yeah, it's
because
kinda...
Brandon's dancing with Kelly, and then Steve cuts in and starts berating Kelly.
Well, everyone has a fight with Steve in the kitchen.
Yes.
Right? Doesn't Brandon have a fight?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm watching the same scene over and over.
And there's just the dishes in the background.
So basically, Steve cuts in on them dancing and starts saying some fucked up shit to Kelly. He's like, Brandon, Kelly only cares about herself, which he's right.
Yes.
She does.
And he knows Kelly.
Exactly. He knows Kelly way better than Brandon. And Steve is like going through something and they're like, Steve, you're drunk, blah, blah, blah. Brandon, being the stand-up guy, social justice warrior that he is, he's like, come on, man, you're drunk. And he pulls him back to the kitchen and Steve's like, do you know what day it is? And Brandon's like, no, what? And he's like, it's my birthday.
And granted, this is like 38 minutes into a 43-minute show. Like, they really dropped this birthday bomb
late.
So why is Steve even that person?
But also, why does
it's my birthday?
Why does no one know Steve's birthday?
Like, well, one person does.
But she forgets it.
Did she forget?
Did
I miss that moment?
I think she forgot it.
Because at the end, she kisses him on the cheek and says, happy
birthday. But Brandon tells her, we forgot Steve's birthday. And then she's like, oh, fuck.
Okay,
I am a huge cunt.
Because she's the fucking queen. She's preoccupied.
That's what I'm saying is the whole episode, she's like, oh, I'm the princess. And it's like.
Well, I don't feel sorry for Steve because, first of all, Donna is his date. Why didn't he say, like, oh, it's my birthday. This will be the best. This will be fun.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't clue her in.
I think Steve acts like, and we see this even more in the next episode, he acts like he's tough and cool, doesn't let a lot of people in, but we are starting to see these kind of cracks with the vulnerability coming out.
Cracks in the vet.
It cracks in the vet,
so to speak,
and the vulnerability is coming out. And so I think that's why he gets a little vulnerable in this episode, and then he tells Brandon about how he's adopted.
Yeah, all this stuff comes out.
And he found out 6 months ago. His mom took him out to lunch, and he found out he was adopted. And Brandon's like, oh my God. And then he goes, Kelly knew, which again, Kelly, bitch.
Fuck it. I mean, she's really not there for her friends.
She's not at all. And what I think, to me, I've had friends like this who are so self-centered, and it's just, I don't do that kind of friendship anymore, but it's triggering for me to watch.
What's weird is I just want
to say neither Megan or Kristen were these.
Are those people? Yeah. You're absolved.
Absolved.
Okay, so I will say this, whether you wanted to or not. Oh my God.
Look, okay, here are a couple more pictures.
Yes.
But see, we really were. Every time I'm like, it reminds me of my me and my two best friends.
When these are different moments.
These are different. So
what
junior
are these?
homecoming is bottom right. So that's I'm wearing.
You're so cute.
Thank you. No jawline, drinking quite heavily.
No, very Selena Gomez.
Thank you. That's what everyone
I see it.
Thank you. Yeah. And then up top
jawline,
left, no jawline. Up top is senior prom.
What is that photo moment that y'all are going for? I'm into it.
Honestly, I think this was just a mistake because you couldn't. I think someone just snapped it while we were all kind of doing our own.
Oh yeah, because
thing.
it was taken with a camera.
With a camera, yeah. It wasn't. This was not posed.
Oh my god. So honestly, I have the same red dress in blue.
Really?
It's from Neiman Marcus. Yeah, it's from
Neiman
Neiman's.
Marcus?
Yeah.
Wait, which one? This one?
The top.
The top?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like kind of a fuchsia. I still have that dress. I wore that dress to the Emmys when
Oh, I bet you look great in it.
I went because again, I was like, I'm not gonna wear these basic Jessica McClintock dresses.
So don't take this the wrong. Sorry, Jessica.
I'm sorry, Jessica.
Don't take this the wrong. Or I don't know how you
I
take
did
this,
wear
but
one Jessica dress. I was drunk.
and I mean this, and now you look very Kelly Osbourne in that photo, in that shot. Look at that up top, like, but Kelly Osbourne now. Ozempic Kelly.
Ozempic Kelly.
Yeah. Look at your face. I mean.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
like
take
the,
it.
The
I
paint
think she
job
looks
and
great.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and my mom did a nice bob on me, you know.
God, prom night. My friends, my date, the first prom I went to, my friend's mom made her dress.
Oh.
Fucking soda and everything.
Pink style.
And I will never forget. She opened. You know, Dr Pepper is the soda. She opened like because we were all at the house having like a whatever, and I don't know why the prom girl is opening the soda.
Yeah.
But when she did,
No.
hardcore, and it was like a 3-liter.
Oh fuck.
She went, and the whole thing went. And
No.
It was Tulle.
No.
She looked like a princess, and all the Tulle. So in all the photos, she has these like corn syrup spots.
No.
And I think her mom was like sewing it to the last minute, and then like 5 minutes into the dress.
That happened my junior prom when I went with 6'4", who I lost my virginity to.
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Love you.
I did have a Jessica McClintock dress that year. It was
I knew that came from something personal.
It was but that was like, she was like the cheesy, like the suburban basic bitches. But again, I was in my Justine the Machine phase.
Yes.
But I spent all day getting the booze ready. So I was like funneling booze into little water bottles.
Oh my God, I love it.
And so I didn't leave any time to like get my hair and makeup done. Like my mom, we're like rushing. My mom's tries to steam my dress and she gets water on it. So I'm just like have water stains, but I'm ready to get fucked up right after. So
similarly, I was the person who had to go to the hotel room to put all to assemble everyone's alcohol.
What?
Well, we were teenagers, so
Aries.
yeah, and I don't know why, but like I remember having to like take all those precautions. Like I was the person in charge of that for I don't even know what reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're almost there. We're almost at the end of this
love it.
episode. I love it so much.
Honestly, this is the dance competition lasts so long.
It's a very long dance competition.
And my favorite part is where the band, who's an actual band and not actors, have to be involved and be like, okay, it's round 3 of the dance. This will determine the winner. And they keep giving them lines.
Yeah.
They literally have more lines than Donna.
Oh my God, because Donna's just doing all her physical comedy.
Scott has she's entertaining.
She's entertaining.
Scott has 0 lines, right?
I think maybe 1 if lucky, and he's not even in the last episode. I sent you the footnote. We'll read the footnote on the last episode. So okay, so then Brandon goes and tells Kelly, hey, you really hurt Steve. It's his birthday. You know he's adopted.
We didn't.
But Kelly goes out to talk to him. They get into a big fight. He says some pretty fucked up shit to her.
In the kitchen.
She does incredible acting here.
Yeah.
I think she is so good here.
Yep.
And like the vulnerability, and it's subtle, but like she's just got so much going on. Again, Jenny Garth.
Lots of range.
Want to be clear. I think Kelly, the character, is a bitch, but I think Jenny Garth is a fantastic actress.
Honorable.
And so they get into a fight. Kelly goes back into the dance. At this point, Brandon runs into Andrea, ready to wed. And he's like, do you want to dance? And then she fully buries her head in his chest.
Okay, so it's that moment that I'm like, he's so leading her on because he lets her have, because what his line, we don't get to slow dance in the newsroom.
Yeah.
That is flirtatious.
He's flirty.
And an invitation.
I feel like the writers were working out if they wanted them to be a thing or not.
Very Ross and Rachel.
It is Ross and Rachel. Okay, so then Kelly comes back out, and then Steve, she's dancing with David, and then Steve cuts in and apologizes. And then they have a nice moment, and he's like, I love you. Do you love me? And she's like, I love you in my own way, not the way you love me.
I liked that conversation.
I did too. I thought it was very sweet. And then they see Donna, who has not been asked to dance One time tonight.
Well, she's joined the Groundlings.
She
She has joined an improv group with her talents displayed. She has joined sketch comedy.
She's with Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell, tearing it up in the Groundlings.
She's clowning.
She is clowning. Oh my God, she's fully clowning.
But they really did her wrong.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah.
They just made her so undesirable.
Yes.
And I didn't like that.
I didn't love that either because she looks great. I mean, the dress is ridiculous, but she looks good.
But like, I mean, I'm speaking from like character motivation. They gave her 0.
Yeah.
To be like, fuck you, I found somebody better. Yeah. They just give her this like spineless, mealy, you know. But maybe they're trying to. Maybe is it because she's the Beverly Hills girl?
Maybe
she has no.
I think they try and make her ditzy. They're like, we'll give her a learning disability.
Yeah, is that their curve to like erase that like because later they give her a lot more personal integrity.
Later she's like steals the whole show. I mean, she has the last laugh.
Yeah, well, yeah, I loved her arc the most.
I know her arc. I mean, at the end, it's her wedding. At the end,
yeah,
you know, she has.
It is the Spellingverse.
It is the Spellingverse, and you will never forget it.
It is the Spellingverse.
Okay, so then Kelly encourages Steve to go ask Donna to dance, and then everyone's dancing and happy, and then they all dance together in a circle.
I like the sharing of the crown.
Yeah, it is cute.
I thought that was cute.
Cute moment.
So strange that Andrea gives. I thought she gave it to Brenda for losing her virginity. I thought they were like Andrea's strangely into that moment of like, where have you been?
Yeah.
That moment.
Yeah.
So Brandon knows they fucked.
Yes. No, but it seems like he knows they fucked, but then in the next episode, it seems like he didn't know.
Because they're like, we've been here the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. Brenda's like, we've been here the whole time.
So when Dylan says, what does he say? Spring is in the air?
Yes.
So is that like they're like, oh, like wink, wink?
Wink. I think maybe. But also, it's one of those things where they set stuff up and they're like, we're going to pretend that didn't happen in the next episode.
Kelly's car's blue.
Well, because again, exactly. Kelly's car's blue this episode. I just want to reiterate in this episode, as a preface to the next episode we're about to go into in the next week, not this week, you guys, but Brenda is trying to help Andrea get a date with Brandon in this episode. I just want to establish that before we go to the next one. What do you rate this spring dance?
This was a great one.
It was great.
Really liked it. I'll be bland and say I'll say 10 megaburgers.
Yeah.
I'll break the bank.
Yeah.
Donna's early fashion pre-red dress is killer in school and in shopping.
Yep.
But honestly, for the fucking chainsaw scene and Gabrielle like proving her medal.
Yeah.
Or showing her medals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was stellar.
I'm gonna say same 10 out of 10 mega burgers. No, 10 out of 5 is what I'll say, because it's double. It's just so great. I loved it. It reminded me of my own prom and dances.
I had
was
flashbacks.
Fun. Yeah, I had some flashbacks that were very fun, and I thought it was great. And Dylan and Brenda had sex.
Oh yeah, there was. See, bearing the lead.
I know,
yeah,
but it's
and
like
the bone.
And the bone. That really ends up being the B story. And you're right. With all the lead up of it, they kind of just gloss over it.
It's the real in and out.
But I do remember she's like, we are, or Dylan goes, we are in the room, and she goes, we certainly are, and then they kiss, and then he throws her over his shoulder,
It's
and she's
cute.
like, it's really cute.
Yeah, it's very cute and consensual.
I love it.
Yeah, very cute and consensual. Yeah, this is great. I loved it.
It was a good one. All right, what did you guys think? What was your prom like? Give me those limo wrecks. We'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. Bye.